In this video, I'm going to explain to you everything you have to know about influencers, how you text them, how you understand if they're good or bad, how you select them, where to find them. Everything when it comes to influencers is going to be covered in this video. So first of all, you have to understand your goals when it comes to working with influencers. There are basically two main reasons why you would even want to work with them. Number one is you want to get upfront money by making sales through the shout out the influencer gives you. So that's reason number one. Number two is you're just in it for the content, okay? So you basically want a person to make really good content for you, and which you're gonna use then on Facebook and move over there and have really good CTR, CPM, CPC, etc. to advertise your product, okay? Those two things are very different, and you have to act accordingly. So if the goal for you is just to make the money through the shout out, I'm gonna tell you different things than if you want just the content, okay? Also, keep in mind that right now I'm not talking about like meme or theme pages. I'm only talking about real people. I'm talking about actual influencers and people who basically will make a video for you and then post it on their channel. So let's get started with a scenario that you only need the video for the content. And I would highly recommend that. I would start with that before even going for the money you make through the influencers, because Facebook is just so much more powerful if you have good videos, okay? So getting good custom content is gonna be invaluable on Facebook, and it's gonna be worth much more than the shout out itself on Instagram, okay? So, number one is how do you text those people? Very first thing is you have to be very upfront, you have to be very direct and immediately get straight to the point. Whenever you have an influencer who has a couple of thousand followers, they're gonna get a lot of messages. And even if they have only like 2K followers, which is basically nothing, still they will have messages from a lot of people, especially if it's girls. And those girls you basically text with immediately showing what you're about to say. So, selling shoutouts? If so, what are your rates? I would always text like that, and that's the easiest way to grab their attention, because in the preview on Instagram, you're just gonna see the first couple of words, okay? So if you say selling shoutouts, they're immediately gonna know, okay, this guy's talking about business, he's not just sliding into my DMs, he actually wants to talk to me because of the business, okay? So that's number one. Number two is where do you actually find them? There's two places where I normally search for influencers. Number one is influencers on Instagram, and number two is influencers on TikTok. Both are great, and I actually prefer TikTok people a little bit more because they are specialized at making good videos. Normally when I do Facebook ads, in 90% of the cases, I use video ads instead of picture ads, okay? And normally the people who are on Instagram, they tend to be better at pictures than on videos, because that's what they do. Instagram is more about the pictures you post than the videos, okay? And on TikTok, you have people who only do videos and are really good at making them. So I would not select the people I want to work with in the beginning by the follower count. I would select the people by how good they are in making videos. So you're gonna see that very quickly. You just go to their page and see how the quality of the videos they make are. And you're gonna clearly see, is it good or is it bad? And that's the only justification you have to give yourself to pay for that shout out. The only thing you need is really good content to move over to Facebook, okay? I cannot stress this enough, how important it is to have amazing content which you can then use for Facebook. So to find a good influencer, you have to text at least 100 people. So at least 100 people to find 1 to 5 good influencers, which first sounds like a lot, but then you realize it's not that much. And when you text those people, you have to track them really properly. So we always have a tracking sheet where we basically have a bunch of columns set up where we know exactly all the KPIs and all the numbers those people are doing. And also we put in there how good the quality of the videos are. We basically either rate them from 1 to 10 or basically say they're good, bad, decent, amazing, whatever. If you're interested in having my tracking sheet, just DM me on Instagram. You're gonna see it somewhere here on the screen. And yeah, I'm gonna send it your way. The last thing is you have to understand that you have to compare everybody. You cannot just select one influencer because they responded to you, okay? The response rate is gonna be pretty low when it comes to overall numbers. If you text 100 people, you cannot expect like 90 people to respond to you. And you just have to come into it with the expectation of, okay, not a lot of people are gonna text me back. And from those people who did text me back, a lot of people are going to be unqualified. Either they're going to be way too expensive, or they're gonna be not having good content, or the thing which can happen is you buy the shout out and then you get the video and you are not that happy and they didn't commit 100% to making the video, or it's not that great. And it just takes some time until you find a couple of good ones. And when you develop those relationships, and when you get those people into your funnel, and when you kind of get them to promote the other products at the same time as well, it's gonna be much easier to work with them. Because if you have a portfolio of a bunch of influencers which you can always text and you know that they already make good videos, you can make them create videos for your Facebook constantly for new products, for old products, whatever it is, they're gonna be there for you if they trust you. Think long term and also think in terms of content. You need content for Facebook ads. You're gonna see crazy differences on Facebook if you have really good content or if you have decent, mediocre content which was already published a bunch of times from other people. So this is gonna be an extremely big step for you, and if you do this correctly, this can make you 6 figures pretty easily, okay? So that's that. The other thing is the shout outs you actually make to make upfront sales through the influencer. There, the engagement rate is important, the target audience really important. You have to understand that with content shout outs, you basically can text random people from Russia, Ukraine, Bulgaria, wherever. You don't really care about the audience. You care about the person looking good and making good videos, okay? In the second scenario where you want the shout out, you don't really want to do that, because if you have some kind of Bulgarian audience, they're probably going to have less money than if you have a German influencer, if you have an American influencer, whatever it is. And they're just going to have a higher standard of money in their following, okay? So if you are in it for the shout out, you need to have the engagement rate. You have to have the country which is going to be targeted by the influencer. And also you have to make sure that they already have a bunch of shout outs they made which did well. So you can text them, ask them, hey, do you have reoccurring shout outs from other people? Yes, no. And if so, then show me who it is. And you can also do the research. Basically, if you see that one company is working with one influencer a couple of times in a row, that means that it worked for them, and that means that they're probably pretty good at what they're doing and the following is strong. So that's a very, very good indicator. However, also if you have a person who's spamming their following with just shout out after shout out after shout out, that's not really good, because at some point the following is just going to be annoyed and not buy anything they basically promote. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and also share this video with your friends, because I just know that if you actually implement the things I'm telling you with influencers, it can radically change your business like 180 degrees, okay? So do that and see you in the next video. Take care.